thank you very much for being with us and for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
Okay, you are our guest star because we are starting with a new program about data management for fitness. And that's, we want to know your perspective. What do you think about the future of the fitness in the data world?
Well, all organizations, companies, businesses are getting more and more access to information and data than ever before. And so that is very good. And it could be bad if you don't know what to do with it and why and how. So it's a great opportunity to understand more about our customers and how we serve their needs. It will give us great advantages in automating processes, and it will get us more insight into what our clients want and what they really do with what we give them. So this is a very valuable tool that will continue to be more relevant as time goes on.
And if we just split the process in our business, like marketing, sales, technique, and all these areas, in which area do you think is absolutely impossible not to do data?
Well, you cannot do data in any of those things if you don't want to, but so I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would say it would be very, you would be missing out on a big opportunity if you don't apply data in any of those realms. I mean, for example, obviously, marketing and understanding who your key personas are as your clients, and understanding what to communicate to them, when to communicate to them, and how to communicate to them, because all clients are different in their needs. And so a great advantage in marketing is that you can automate that information using data in how you target certain prospects and how you communicate to them. But the same can be said for any other aspect of the business, programming, service, targeting certain members with additional services that fit their personas and needs. So all those things can be supported by the proper use of data.
Do you think that gyms are or sport facilities are able to develop new business or new models with this technology?
Yes, I think so. I think that is true because of the things I just mentioned. So the ability to segment customers and understand what's important to some and not important to others, what services that they might not know about and need from learning about those personas and the data around it more and more. So there are many aspects of business that can be enhanced through doing this and using these data. But a big challenge for clubs right now in doing that is most don't have the enterprise information platforms that are integrated to do this easily, but that is coming now.
So do you think that right now our industry is ready for business intelligence, or perhaps we are too young or perhaps too old?
It's a very good question. There are some clubs and club chains that do this better than others. But many still today are not quite there. One of the things that is a big challenge today for many clubs and club chains is they use many different SaaS solutions for different things. And although they might have some API connectivity, it is not as seamless or as easy to do as it needs to be. And so that will enable better BI, business intelligence applications. And as you know, it is not, it's a process. As you had mentioned previously, there are many aspects of operations, marketing, service, selling, that each have their own kind of components to them. And so what you want to do is make sure your information is connecting throughout the client journey so that you can then start to have real insight as to what is happening, if what is you are doing is actually working, and how to then reassess and constantly learn. And generally, there are not a lot of chains or operations, although there are many, who have done this well yet because of the particular technology platforms they may or may not be using. But as you know, business intelligence and marketing automation and these types of things are they are proliferating in the industry space, and I think it will be a few years before they mature.
So, do you think that we can just compete or collaborate with Google or Amazon or Apple that are just coming into our niche?
Well, in our industry space, there are going to be plugins. So, for example, with Google, if it's AdWords or different tools for marketing, or if it's Apple, the ability to integrate with the watch, which certain operators are doing. But in the end, we must have, to be successful, we must have our own internal infrastructure where we own the client data. And then we plug in different components that would be applicable to our clients' needs if we do in fact need them. So I think the big technology component is both a great opportunity and a potential threat if we do not maintain the core of our customer data for our own use without them being a Trojan horse. So we must be mindful of that. In Spain and in other countries, there's much more attention being paid to things like privacy with GDPR and other things, to where the big tech companies need to do certain things to make sure that our clients' information isn't being abused or used in certain ways that aren't maybe in our or their best interest. So it will be a balancing act, but neither here nor there. I think it's important that we own our own customer data and we use our own enterprise platforms to execute our business models effectively.
But we have to collaborate with more devices that
Yes.
are already in the market.
Yes, of course. So with Apple Health, for example, my zone product interfaces with that, for example, yes. We just must be mindful that when we do those things, that we aren't giving away the keys to the castle, as they say.
Let's talk about people.
Yes.
I mean, I have two people to talk about to you. First of all, is what kind of people are going to be in our companies? What kind of personnel? What kind of people are coming to work to our business? Are the same profile that we had before, or do we have to change things?
Well, it will depend on the business model. Certain business models will have more challenges than others when it comes to people, to human capital. There will be brands like Basic Fit out of the Netherlands, which is a highly automated solution. You might require one individual in the club and that's it. And it's highly automated with a centralized call center. And so people are not as important in that type of operation. And then there will be other types of operations that are more people service centric. And so in those situations, I think the most successful brands will be those that do a very good job of automating low value tasks so that those brands can invest more into service touch points with clients with very professional, highly trained employees who are very good at human interaction and are very well trained in how to use technology. But when the time comes for human interaction, it's a very empathetic, service-minded experience for those customers. So I think the soft skill sets are going to be increasingly important and in those business models. And I think more training on service and understanding will be more crucial to compete for those models.
That's one of the people I want to talk, and the other one is the members, the leads that are coming. Do you think that is real that the fitness club are on crisis? And really the people are going, they prefer just to go to a app for training at home instead of going to the gym? Is this right?
So there's been research on this. LDK released some research, I think 2 years ago, across a spectrum of users, and only found about 10% of those users were potentially at threat from digital replacements. Digital will continue in a fitness and health model to expand at double-digit rates, but this will pose only minimal effect at the current time on clubs because there are certain things that people want that those experiences can't be purely delivered via digital at this time. And then some great operators are also integrating digital offerings for convenience as part of their club offering. So I think that great operators will be offering digital app interfaces, other interfaces that are digitally oriented, but also offering very high quality human interaction. If you look at the retail space, the most successful retail operator in the world is Apple Computer. They have the highest revenue per square foot or square meter in the world. They're highly profitable, doing bricks and mortar retail. And how do they do that is they blend very highly automated digital with very highly trained touch points in their stores. And so they've done a very good job of combining digital convenience with in-store experience. I think the best operators in the club and fitness business, gym business, will be those brands.
Last weekend I was reading a book post-pandemic from Scott Galloway, and he said that this is the moment that the companies, the benefits for the employees, that one, that one. In one of the charts, they say that the employees will prefer just to spend, the company just give money or for pets instead of for going to the gym.
Right.
Wow. What do you think about this?
I think you will always find exceptions to the rules, and I think that in Post-Corona, the book, there's a lot that he talks about. One is the concept of dispersion, which is a big concept there. As to the pets, I think there are many things companies will try to do. Let's see what sticks over time. But as to dispersion, he brings up, if I might, the concept that we just discussed. And in fact, I created a graphic around dispersion for the space recently that I shared, showing basically, going direct to consumer, digitization, all these trends that Corona has accelerated. And while that is true with the advent of Peloton, for example, or Apple Fitness or others, that doesn't mean it's one or the other. I still think the most intelligent brands, and one he brings up in here is Restoration Hardware in the furniture business. They have a very strong digital business, but they build very beautiful retail locations with restaurants in them and design services and other things. And people go to experience those things, and then they buy products and services online or in store. So in that book, there are plenty of good examples of firms in other industries that will, I think, reflect what the best operators in the gym businesses globally will be doing.
Okay, I know that I'm asking you for a lot of information, but I'm thinking about what Daniel Pink said about asymmetrical information.
Right.
I mean, what he was saying that salespeople, the people that is selling in a gym, they have more information than customers, that leads. But right now, the sales is like a monologue. Monologue, because the lead that is coming to our gym, they have a lot of information.
Right.
So is this so important? Yes, right now, to have a very good website, social network, everything. Is this right now more important than before Corona?
Oh, yes, it will continue to be important. But it's not just having those digital assets, it's making sure that the content you are offering through those channels matches certain personas so that they're more relevant, because it's not one size fits all, right? And that is probably the big opportunity, is targeting to segments the most relevant information that is valuable, so that the client prospect feels very like you understand them, and you understand their true need, and you are servicing that need.
So, and my last question, just in case you don't want to add anything else, is: do you think we are in a real disruption? Do you think right now things are not coming back? Right now things are going to be different, and all times are not going to come, because technology always wins.
Well, I think this, and he mentions in this book a little bit about that. So I like the story of the music industry, which in the 90s, Napster was coming out, and people could get music for free on digital devices. You might remember those things in the 90s, maybe. And Sony Records was very upset. They sued, litigated with people, and they're stealing music. It's terrible. And then they said, "Oh, you're bankrupting our company. It's awful." And all the musicians were, and the record labels were saying, "Oh, it's the death of the music industry because of digital." But what happened was digital led to growth in live performances and album sales. In the beginning of the 21st century, from 2000 to 2010, the number of live concerts that were attended around the world for music went up 300%. And so what I'm going to say is digital is really a gateway drug, in the sense that it is going to expose people to a lot of things around health and fitness that they probably would have not been exposed to. So this is actually giving us the opportunity, like with music, that I can have 1 million songs on my phone, means I'm going to be exposed to sounds I would have never been able to hear before. So I would have never known about it. So, I believe digital is an opportunity of planting seeds for the trees that will grow, that we will be able to service in the future, because still the industry serves a very small global percentage of the population. So it is disrupting, but it is really necessary to grow the overall market for everyone's benefit.
So we have to grow the market. We have to grow our talent, the talent of our people that are coming to our industry, and that's our goal. Just to have the technology, just be helping us for going and growing our industry. That's the only option, I think.
I agree. I think that is. So you're going to need to be more astute about the application of technology, how you collect your data and use it, and always challenge your assumptions, because the good thing about data, algorithms, and processes and automation is what they can do for you. But if you're not testing your assumptions, they can also be very problematic. So we must listen to our customers and learn from them by what they do. And then, of course, adjust to become more valuable to their needs as we gain insights from technology and data over time.
Okay, that was very clear. Thank you very much, Bryan, for your time. And hope to see you very soon.
We will see you in Europe in November, I'm sure.
Absolutely.